Hey guys, it's Frances, and I'm doing a collab with Bombshell NailS, and we chose arrows as our theme. This is a look that I have, and if you'd like to see how I got it, just keep watching. I'm starting off with a base coat, and this is Yellow Stopper as a peel-off base coat. And this is a set that I actually got for Christmas. One of my wonderful coworkers, who obviously knows my addiction, decided to get a set for me, and it came with these non-acetone pads. Now, they're supposed to have a coffee smell to them, and it kind of smells like if non-acetone remover and coffee had a baby. It's not bad from a distance, but I would not want to stick your nose up to it. And they work okay. They have like kind of a greasy feeling. I'm going to use these three colors from the set. And these are minis, obviously, in this green. I don't have anything else like it. So if any of you guys have a green similar to this in a larger size, let me know because I'd love to have another green like this in my collection when I run out. And I'm putting the green on my index finger, and this was a one coat beauty. I do absolutely love the color of this one. Like I said, one coat, one and done. And now I'm putting that gray on my middle and ring fingers, and those are going to be my accent nails. And this did not apply as well as the green. It was really streaky. And in usual Frances form, I have decided that I'm going to play with the coat as much as possible to see if I can redistribute it, and it never works out for me. Why do I keep doing this? So here it is. I believe this is the middle finger, but it's hard to tell. And I'm putting a coat on there. I only really need one coat on each nail, even though it's so streaky, because I'm going to go ahead and cover them up with other things. And this blue is going on my pinky as well as my thumb, but I didn't show the application on my thumb. This was also another one coater, and it's such a beautiful color as well. This is a really nice little set. Okay, I'm going first mushy on my ring finger, and I'm adding all those three colors from the set onto a clear head. Now, I've never used a clear head to do this before, but I've seen other people do it, and I figured it'd be easier for placement to see, which parts you're missing when you do this mushy, and you'll see what I mean. Because I'm going to go ahead and just smush it from the head right onto my nail, and then you can see which parts are missing. And I forgot the liquid latex. Yet again, this seems to be a running theme for me. My last couple videos, I've forgotten to put liquid latex as well. Apparently, I love the cleanup. So I'm just going to go ahead and smush those all over that area, covering everything I can. And now you see why I only needed that one coat of the base color. Now, I thought when I did this that it had a little too much, I believe, blue to it. So I decided to go ahead and add a little more of the gray and the green because I kind of wanted an even distribution of the colors. And that's the beauty part of doing these smushies. You can add as much color as you want to if you don't like the outcome of it. And I like that one. So I added a top coat, clear top coat to it, and that smooths it over, and it also protects it because I'm going to go ahead and stamp on top of it. This is the plate that I'm using. This is a Bundle Monster plus a gotnail. I'm using this image as well as this image. They're both kind of arrow images, and I always buy plates for multiple images, and I love that one and that one as well, although the whole plate is really beautiful. I'm going to be stamping with Funky Fingers Gesso. This is probably my favorite white to stamp with. I'm going to go ahead and put this, I guess this is like the, oh, what do they call that? The back part of the arrow. And now it escapes me what it's supposed to be called. And I'm stamping that with a clear stamper. And I'm going to set this guy aside to dry for a couple minutes. And when it's dry, I'm going to add just a clear, coat of clear polish on top of it to protect it for the next step. And now I'm going to break out my Nail Artisan Stamper. Look at how squishy and sticky this thing is. And I'm using it because I haven't used it in a while. I tend to use clear stampers for placement. And I'm going to use this little arrow and heart image. Isn't it cute? And I'm going to scrape it and pick it up with a Nail Artisan Stamper. Look how beautifully it picks up. Now, the beauty part about these particular sticky, squishy stampers like this is if you have an image that you have a hard time picking up all the pieces, this is a beautiful stamper to do that. It will pick up all kinds of detail. And I'm going to smush my finger into it. And I was actually able to get it pretty straight. Okay, I'm going to go back to this is dry already, and I'm going to fill in some of the areas with the colors that I used. I chose to do the blue over here. Now, honestly, I thought I had a rhyme or reason for how I placed the colors in this part of the arrows, but I probably could have planned it out a little bit better. Planning out the arrangement of these colors is not as easy as it looks. So I'm going ahead and I'm filling in the blue in some not so random areas, and then I will come back and fill in the green. I'm going to leave open some areas for the gray to peek through as well. This probably would have been better with colors that are not so kind of similar in tone. All of these have kind of a gray base to them and kind of a, I don't know, like a, I don't want to say a smoky tone. What's the word I'm looking for? Kind of a dusty tone. That's what I'm looking for. They all kind of have a dusty tone to them. If they had been starkly different, then they probably would have stood out maybe a little bit better. And the other reason that I put the clear coat on here was not only to protect it from smudging when I was coloring in, but also I'm going to leave some of these open, like I said, for that gray to show through. And I want to make sure that all of the stamping is going to adhere to my nail. And if the white stamping is too dry without the other stuff to be colored in, stickier to adhere to my nail, if that makes any sense, it would be much more difficult. And here I am coming in with the green, and all I did was put dots of these colors out on my silicone mat, and I'm using this isn't even a nail art brush, this is a very small, fine brush that I bought at, I think, Michael's or AC Moore, one of the craft stores, for very cheap. I don't spend a lot of money on brushes because I'm using them in acetone, and then I'll feel bad about having to throw them away if they get messed up. So I'm coming in with the green, and I'm going to fill this in a couple areas as well, and then I will put this aside to dry. This took probably 5 to 10 minutes to dry. Now I'm going to test it. Nail Stamp for Fun always recommends that you use the finger test, so when I'm touching the paint, if it's wet, it'll show kind of fingerprints. If not, it's dry enough, but you don't want to wait for it to dry too long. And I'm just going to just press it on my nail, and then I'm going to pull off very slowly, and it's stuck. And then I'm just going to push the sides down a little bit. And I decided to leave in my cleanup. I don't know why I did this because, again, I forgot liquid latex, but I'm using an orange wood stick with some acetone on it to kind of pull the edges away. And I decided this wasn't working out. Now I've seen people do this and it works out better with liquid latex around the outside of your finger. So I'm going to just come in with a cleanup brush and acetone. Again, I'm using an e.l.f. concealer brush dipped in pure acetone, and I'm coming around. And for those of you that have never done cleanup like this before, I keep dotting it to the side because I'm picking up acetone, but also if you look, I have a paper towel down and I'm just putting the excess pigment that's coming off of the nail polish onto the paper towel. And I'm sorry for my hand in the way. But when you pull up the color with acetone, some of the pigment is left behind on the bristles. And if you look, it'll redistribute onto your skin. And I'm trying to remove that excess pigment so that it doesn't make a mess everywhere. And the cleanup honestly wasn't too bad on this one. And I figured since I already had the acetone out, I'll finish up the cleanup here and then move on to the next nail with acetone. I could have used tape on the next nail as soon as I get to the next nail. Yeah, this cleanup took a little longer than I remember as I'm doing this voiceover. Sorry about that, guys. Okay, done. Yeah, done. I'm going in with the acetone on this finger too. I could have used tape to pull this up and that would have been just as easy, but I figured I already had out the acetone, I already had out the brush, I might as well just go and clean it up real quick. No harm, no foul. And then I will come in with my clear top coat, my fast dry top coat, and I'm using a Sally Hansen Insta Dry top coat. And I slowed this one down so that you can see. I put it on beautifully and then look, smeared it. but honestly from a distance you can't really tell, and this is my finished look. And I liked it glossy, but then I decided I'm going to go in with a matte top coat, and this is just a Wet n Wild matte top coat. And here it is all matted out. I really like the matte effect on this one. It brings out that dustier quality in the nail polishes. What do you think? Do you guys like the shiny better or the matte? Let me know in the comments below. And I want to thank you guys so much for watching, and make sure that you check out Bombshell Nails. I will leave a link below. And thanks again, and I will